So apparently Scrapmechanic added a new update and it adds like a ton of stuff, including wedges for like every block. So that's pretty cool. I'm gonna take some spaceship wedges the first thing I wanted to do was see they also added draggable wedges, which means that we can take this and make a really like a low grade wedge slope. I did just notice something about them though. I think it's does the outline screw up? It actually I don't think it does. Okay, it doesn't. So what we can do with that is then we can grab normal spaceship blocks. Fill it in here. I believe that an 8x8x8 is the max wedge you can make, but you can stack them. Now we can make this only 7 blocks. So then that angle is actually a little bit steeper than that angle. So I'm going to see if I can make like a half pipe with it. Layer 3 is done. Layer 4 is done. And that's layer 5. There's layer 6. That's layer 7. And layer 8 will just be normal slabs, which are, I will say, so much easier to place now that we can just drag them. Which I suppose is the point. Layer, I believe, 9 is going in place. Missed a spot. Now layer 10. The nice thing about these wedges is that even though you can build them out however big you want, they delete in one block press. Same with spud guns. Layer 11. I have actually noticed that they reflect light a little differently, because the sun's right there, and then the normal blocks reflect light like that, and these ones don't seem to have the same shadow. And this should be the last piece. Right there. Alright, let's test it on the car. Let's try this car. That was perfect. And it's not even like lagging or anything, it's just such a smooth transition. That's really good. Like you look at where the wheels are and how the suspension is functioning. All of those collisions are like correct. I'm really happy to see that. I think that means that we can place this down, get a little rail system going. Maybe that far apart. How many blocks is that apart? Those are lined up. That needs one more. That is one. That is not that. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Wait, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks away? Okay. What I think that means we can do is we can put it like that, get a really steep curve there, give that another 8 blocks. And I think if we follow the geometry properly, we can just make train tracks with this. And that's really cool because, especially with the physics settings, we can make train tracks and then we can have them actually pull cars on the custom tracks. I think that that's really cool. I'm gonna go try and build up some more train tracks here. This is the problem with building train tracks like this, is that if we curve these at the same point, this will curve after this curves. So I think I actually have to rip this out and start curving it afterwards by about 10 blocks. But first I'm going to fill out this curve so I know exactly what I'm doing. But this is a little bit steep of a curve right here, but I'm sure it'll be fine. And then one thing we can do to actually like make sure this lines up is we can put it on a bearing in the middle of the curve. So I would say like right there. And we can build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blocks. Then we can put a controller down, hook this up into the bearing, and set the initial angle to 45 degrees, because this is how far away the other, like, curve should be. So what is that, like right there? Yeah. Yes, it is. Okay. Certain how to figure that out right now. I am going to try to do as low grade turn, well, not grade, as low, like, slope turns as I can, so I'm going to completely restart. This time I'm going to do it elevated by a block so I actually can weld it and change everything if I need to. Let's do 8 block gap in between. Put that there. Alright, that should work. That should work. I'm gonna build a little train to test it. Gotta get the rollers on. Then we can build up a block on each of these. Put bearing down each. Then grab some wheel. Here we go. That should work for that. Alright, now I just have to hook up a switch and a controller. Drop it off the lift. Is this gonna work? No, it is not. Let's see if it works now. That seems to not be working in the slightest. Neither just this wheel. Why is this wheel still spinning? Yeah, that's the problem with train tracks, is that this is why you have to change them. It's because this distance is not the same as this distance. So if I just take this, put this to the side. I put a controller on here, a bearing right there in the middle of the curve, and then build out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I connect this to this, and then... Yeah, that is 8 blocks, but it needs to be more. It's 8 blocks from the corner outside to the corner inside, and this one is 8 blocks in between. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have to make this one bigger. Alright, I extended it out a little bit. I then measured it. It's going to that block now, which means that I need to extend it out a little bit more, because this is an 8 total thing, and we need this... We need from, basically, that block to a little bit past this block to be 8 blocks, and right now it's less than 7. That looks almost perfect. I now have to fix it over here, though. Alright, I hope this works. I'm going to delete this. Put this here. That's an unpowered bearing. I am not going to figure this out right now, but there are some more tests I wanted to do. If you're able to make this work, which I just can't right now without, like, a lot more thinking, then by all means do so. I'm not currently doing the geometry for that, but you are more than welcome to. I did, however, have some more experiments that I wanted to work on, and those involve armored glass and some metal. I'm just going to make a decent-sized box here. Put armored glass on the sides. Fill in the corners. And I wanted to test something that I actually have tested before, but haven't recorded. And I'm gonna do that up here. So we got a chest of cardboard that can place cardboard there. Now if we just get a spud gun facing straight down at that one, and we put a sensor right there, that means that we can wire it up so that when this places its second block, it fires the spud gun, and then the block drops. So now I just need... You know what, I'm just gonna use a switch for now. This up to there. Or I'm gonna go hook that up to a basic repeater. So I hooked it up to a basic repeater, now let's hook it in. And I just want to see what happens after a bit. Because, like, I've tried this before, and obviously it lagged out a ton, but, like, they fixed how physics collides with each other, and they said that you can stack a bunch of items now in the patch notes. I want to see how many that is. Let's time-lapse this. Game's still doing really strong here. A little bit of framiness, but honestly, for this big of a pile of cardboard, we could never have done this before. Okay. I am getting a little bit of game framiness now, but it is still so much better than it used to be if you built this, like, even just kind of room. There's so many different things colliding right now. Now let's see what happens if I actually do turn the physics to advanced. Is it gonna function? Oh, nope, game instantly crashed. That is really funny, and it was kind of what I expected. But that is something fun. Like, you can see the physics improvements that they made, and that's really fun, especially for trains and stuff. Also, I'd like to note, this was slightly inspired by Khan's video on it, the train aspect of it, but I did think about it before I watched his video. But I would like to note that Khan mentioned trains, but Khan actually didn't mention building tracks out of the new slopes. So, that's a key takeaway. This really is just a train supportive update. So yep,